Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome back to a new video on the channel. In today's video, we're doing something a bit unusual for the channel overall. But what we'll be doing is looking at how we can start a shop on Etsy. This video right here will be all you need in order to get started with your own shop on Etsy and go through all of the steps in terms of how to set up your account, how to edit your logo on your site, how should you customize your own shop. So this is something that we'll have a look at today in today's tutorial. So if you want to get started selling on Etsy, keep watching this video all the way till the end and you'll be a professional by the end of this video. And as usual, if you could leave a like on this video down below, that would be really appreciated because it helps other people find this video and it helps me grow the channels. That would be really appreciated. But with that being said, let's just jump into this tutorial. If you have any questions throughout the video, just jump down to the comments, leave it in the comments, and I'll try to get back to you once I can. But with that being said, let's just jump in and hopefully you guys enjoy. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is make sure you go on to etsy.com/sale. You can also Google start selling on Etsy or sell on Etsy and you'll be able to get to this page right here. So the first thing we want to do here is essentially create a Etsy sellers account. So if we want to create an Etsy sellers account, we just have to go on this page right here. And then if we scroll down, we can see here at the bottom, start selling today, open your Etsy shop. So what we're going to do is just click on this button right here. And then we'll have to make an account with either an email address. You can use your Facebook or Google or Apple account. But in this case, what I want to do is actually use my email address. Once you have filled in your email address, you'll be able to fill in your first name. So I'll fill in my first name right here. And then you'll have to pick a password for your account. As always, make sure you pick a password that's actually safe. Otherwise, someone you might not want to have the access to your account might be able to get the access. So make sure you pick a password which is essentially safe enough for no one to be able to guess at least. And there we go. So we have our password up and going. Password quality is strong, so that's all good. And right here, if you want exclusive promotions, you can click this in. But that is obviously something I don't want in this case. So all I'll do is just click on register right here. Once you have signed up for your account, you will land on this page right here. We'll have our shop preferences. So first of all, we'll have our shop language. So this essentially will be the language that you want to have for your shop. In this case, I want English. We want to reach as many international customers as possible. And then we'll have our shop country. So this is where your shop is from. In my case, I'm currently located in Sweden. So it makes sense for me to have Sweden right here. And then your shop currency is not going to affect what you see on the front end. This will just be the price itself that you withdraw your money to your bank account, for example, once you eventually make a sale on Etsy. So what I'll do is just keep this as Swedish SEK. That's totally fine. And once we move on, we can also describe here what describes us best. So selling is my full-time job. I sell part-time. I sell part-time, and that's how I like it, is what we'll continue and click here. So we'll click on save and continue. The next step will be to name your shop. So naming your shop is going to be super important because you want to make sure you have a good brand name that people actually want to come back to and shop with again. If your shop name is I sell cheap things.com, let's say that's your shop name. Obviously, that's not gonna be able to build as much brand as an actual brand name itself. So have a think about what you want to name your brand. It could be related to your name. It could be related to the product you're selling. But in my case, what I'll do is just pick Vasi right here because I want to sell vases. You can see this is not available right now. So we get some suggestions down here. Vasi by Gustav. We have Vasi Craft, Vasi Studio, Vasi Sweden, Vasi Shop, Vasi Co, Vasi Treasury. But I think what sounds the best here is probably going to be Vasi Sweden right here. So Vasi Sweden sounds good. Our vases are going to be from Sweden and just Vasi at the front, which is essentially the brand name itself. Sounds good. I'm happy with the brand name itself. So what I'll do is just go ahead and click on save and continue. Then we want to stock up our shop. So here we'll be able to add our very first products. What I'm going to do is just click on add listing down here. Once we have clicked on add listing, we'll see that this is going to be where you can add actual products to your store. So these are going to be things that you want to fill out here. So we're just going to start from the top. Obviously, the most important part of your listing is going to be your product images. You want to make sure you have high quality images that people actually want to click on, and they're good enough quality for people to actually believe in your store and give you trust, because high quality images gives the shopper trust in your store and also builds up that confidence in the quality of the product itself. So what we want to do here is add in a couple of products. Obviously, in my case, I'm opening an example store. So what I'll do is just open up Photoshop here. And then what we'll do is actually add some images in and make sure we resize the images to the Etsy sizing that they have. So ideally on Etsy, what you want is a picture which is 2000 pixels wide and 2000 pixels high. So what we'll do here is make sure we have a 2000 pixels and 2000 pixels right here. Obviously, you don't have to use Photoshop. You can use canva.com. Canva.com is totally free, so you can just resize your images on there. But in my case right here, what I want to do is actually use Photoshop. So what I'll do is drop in some of the images that I have right here. Let's say we want to use this picture, for example. What I can do is just resize this image like that. Perfect. And that's the perfect size for what we want in our store. So once you have resized your images, what you want to do is start uploading these images to your Etsy listing. Ideally, you want a couple of pictures of your product from different angles and in different settings. In this case, because this is just an example tutorial, we'll just have one image here. So what I'll do is just drag and drop this image in here. Once we've uploaded the images to the side, we can see that we have the adjust thumbnail option at the bottom. But let's say you add in a couple of more images here. What you have to do in order to change the first image of your listing, or the image that the customers will see first, is just drag the images to the front, because the very first image is what the users will see first. That is the image that the users will see when they're searching on Etsy. So make sure the first image is the best image of your product and the most descriptive as well. Going down to adjust thumbnail, we can adjust our thumbnail. Maybe it's not really aligned the way we want it to. We can see right here that obviously you don't want to see the bottom of the vase itself. So we'll probably do, this is a bit tricky image. So probably this image wouldn't be that perfect specifically for what we're doing. But let's say this is good, for example. So what I'll do is just go ahead and click on save. Once that is saved, you can see that our thumbnail has been updated right here. So that's perfect. And then we can continue down to our video option. If you have a video of your product, if your product even is suitable for a video, obviously I would recommend you to upload a video here. I would not recommend you to upload a video if it's just like a slideshow of images. That's not professional at all. But if you do have a good professional video, definitely upload videos, because they are good at converting customers through your Etsy store. Once you have done that, we can go down and we'll have the title option. So this is going to be the title of your product itself. Here I already have a product description and title. So what I'll do is just copy this here and paste it in. But ideally, what you want to do here is make sure that your product title is very descriptive of your product and contains some keywords that users tend to search. So for example, if I imagine that people are searching for my vase in this example, what would people search for? Most likely they will be searching for Nordic minimalist vase. That makes sense. Nordic vase is also something they will search for. So what I can actually do here is change my title and add Nordic vase in here as well. So now we have an additional keyword of what users can search. So Nordic minimalist vase is one keyword, Nico vase, waffle vase, and Nordic vase. So now we have a couple of keywords in our title. It's still descriptive of the product itself. It might not look like much, but this actually does help a lot, because each and every keyword that you add in here adds relevance to your listing. And when people are searching on Etsy or on Google, the more likely your product is to actually show up in that search result. And what you can do here to find some better keywords specifically for your product is actually go on Etsy and search for your product or what you think people search for, and then have a look at what your competitors are doing, what are other people naming their products, what are the other keywords that people are using, and make sure that you take some of their knowledge and apply it to your listings as well. And something that will happen once your listing goes live is they will get some more feedback on this and see what keywords are driving the most traffic. So you can kind of optimize it according to the traffic itself. But that's the next step in terms of Etsy itself. But let's just continue on here. So who made this product? Let's say that I made this vase in this example. Obviously, this will be dependent on what type of product you're selling. What is it? It's a finished product. And then when did you make it? I make these vases to order. So that's our product here. We make these vases handmade to order. For the category right here, we can pick a category that suits our product. So we'll just search for vase. So if I search for vase right here, we can see that vase in vases, vase in indoor planters, vase in dried flower arrangement, and so on. So what we can pick here is probably vase in vases. This is going to be a vase that is made for indoors. It's not an outdoors vase. So that makes sense to me. So I'll just pick that right here. Now, once we have selected our category, you can see the categories that our product will show up in. So home and living, home decor, as well as vases. So I think those categories all seem very relevant to the product itself. Now, for the primary color, if you're selling multiple different colors, you don't have to select your primary color here. But if you only sell one type of product that comes in one type of color, you can go ahead and select it. In this case, I'll select it just because. So what I'll do is select white, and that's perfect. Then for the secondary color, I'm gonna leave this empty because our product is just one color overall. Then for this style, we can see if we have Nordic. We don't have Nordic, Scandinavian design. So we have a style that actually fits our product. So that's perfect. And then for the height right here, I don't have the actual height. So what we'll do is actually just write something. So I'll write 60 centimeters. Good luck, you Americans, to understand what that is. Then for the width, we'll do the same thing. I'll just put a random number in. Obviously here, make sure you have the measurements of your product. And the height and width of your product, obviously it depends if you're selling an actual vase or not. If you're selling clothing, you'll have size options instead, and if you're selling something else, you'll have other options. So this will all depend as well. Then for the depth, we'll do the same. We'll go for centimeters here, so we'll do 30. So that's perfect. So now we have the measurements done. So the next one will be for occasions. This is not really relevant usually unless you're selling something specifically for a baby shower or bachelor party or whatever it is. But in this case, a vase is just all year round, so it's not for a specific occasion. So I'll just leave this empty. Same goes for holiday right here. It's not for something specific, so I'll leave it empty as well. Then you'll have your listing options. So your listing on Etsy, it's super cheap to list things on Etsy. You'll be charged 0.2 USD when your list expires. I think it's every 3 or 4 months. But if you wanted to just renew automatically, you can have it set it to automatic right here, or you can do it manually. So that way, once your listing expires, you'll have to actually manually go in and renew your listing. I usually keep these on automatic, so I'll just keep it on automatic right here. Then finally, for type, we have if your product is a physical product or if it's digital product. In this case, it is a physical product, so I'll select physical. And then we have the product description itself. So here it's important that you include, once again, keywords that are relevant to your product and a description overall to just sell your product. So what I'll do is actually just copy this in for the sake of time. And once that is done, you can have a look and just really make sure that you spend a lot of time in your product description, making sure that it's actually perfect and making sure that you are including the most important keywords here as well. Now, moving down, we have production partners. We don't have a production partner for this specific product, so I'll just leave this empty. Then for tags, once again, this will be about keywords. We can add vase in here. We can have Nordic vase, so spell that correctly. And this will just depend on what type of product you're selling. Again, so just make sure it's relevant to what you're selling and make sure you add as many keywords as you can. So you can see that you can have 14 keywords in total. So just make sure you fill those out, 13 actually. So make sure you maximize the amount of keywords you can use because it maximizes your visibility as well. Then for material, I have no idea what material my vase is made of, so I'm just going to leave this blank for now. But here, once again, if someone is searching for a very specific vase in a specific material, if you have that material, you're more likely to show up in the search. Moving down to the price of the product itself. So how much do you want to charge for this product? Let's say I want to charge 400 SEK. That's about $40, let's say. And then in terms of quantity, I have 100 of these. So I'll just pick 100. And SKU, this is something you don't really need to have. It's just for you to keep track of your units yourself. But usually I'll just start mine at 001. Once that is all done, we can move on down. We can add variations right here. So variations will be if you have different colors, for example, or different sizes. So this is perfect if you want to add different color options. So primary color, maybe you sell a black option as well. Maybe you sell a brown option as well. And maybe you sell a silver one as well. So then you can add them in right here, and maybe the prices for each of these colors are varying as well. So what you can do is prices vary for each primary color. So you can click this here, and maybe your quantities are different for each color. So you can select here as well, and SKUs vary for each color as well, if it does. But in this case, I'll just leave it blank. And then once that is done, you can continue adding more variations if you want. But in this case, I don't want to add anything else. So what I'll do is just click on save and continue. Now you can see that we updated our listing here because we do have 3 different colors now with 3 different prices. So our black one is going to be 400, our brown one is going to be 350, and maybe our silver vase is going to be 500. And then in terms of quantity, maybe I have 25 of the black one, I have 40 of the brown one, and then I have 100 of the silver one. Right there now we have 3 different options. So these are 3 different options that shoppers on your listing can actually buy. Then if you want to, you can link your photos. If you have a picture of the black one and the brown one and the silver one, you can link these photos to these colors. And when the user selects the black color on the listing, it will automatically show the black colored vase as well. Now, once that is done, we can continue down. So we have another option which is called personalization. So this is if you want your customers to request personalizations in terms of adding maybe their name to the vase or the name to your t-shirt or whatever it is that you're selling. You have that option here. For my vases, there's going to be the same one for everyone. So there's not going to be any personalizations at all. So we'll just continue down to the shipping options. Here we'll have the country of origin. So the country where we are shipping these products from. In my case, it will be Sweden. Processing time, this will depend on how long it takes for you to have the product ready for a shipment. And if you're making the product as well, you'll have to take that into account. So obviously, if it takes a long time for you to make each individual product, you'll have to select maybe 5 to 7 days. But I'm super fast with my vases. It only takes 1 business day. So what I'll do is just select 1 business day here. Then we can continue down and then just adding here before I continue. The processing time, the longer you add, the less likely people are going to buy. People are used to having products delivered super fast. So if you compare yourself to Amazon, now Etsy is a bit of a different platform, but usually when you go and shop on Amazon, you want your stuff to get delivered today, if not tomorrow, right? So this is the same thing. If you add your super long processing time, people are not going to be happy about it. Some people are going to be able to wait for that long because they understand that it's a handmade product, but usually you will have some sort of effect in terms of the actual conversion rate of your listing. Now moving down, we have fixed shipping prices. So here we can select the shipping prices that we have. So let's say we have our from Sweden here. So shipping carrier, we'll just have other. In terms of delivery time, let's say our delivery time is between 3 and 5 days within Sweden itself. And then we'll charge free shipping within the country itself, within Sweden, because we're shipping from Sweden. And then everywhere else, this will be worldwide. If you don't want to ship to other countries, you can just remove it right here. But if you are going to ship to other countries, you can continue and selecting here. So for delivery time worldwide, it will be, let's say 5 and 15 days. And then this shipping is actually going to cost you one item. Let's see here. So it will cost you 100 SEK, so $10 for shipping, international shipping. It's pretty fast shipping here as well. And then additional items, so the more items they add, how much more are they supposed to pay? So let's say you have one item, you'll pay 100. If you have two items, you'll pay 150, let's say. So that's what our shipping cost will be right here. Obviously, if you have free shipping, the higher conversion rate as well, and faster shipping at the higher conversion rate as well. Now, we don't have any other locations, so we'll not add this here. But what you can do if you have an actual physical location, you can add your location and allow people to come pick up their items directly from your shop or from your garage or wherever you are. So that's also an option as well. But that's not something we'll do, so we'll just continue down, add a shipping upgrade. That's not something we will do, but you can have options for fast shipping. If someone wants to pay, let's say 200 SEK for fast shipping internationally, you can add that option here as well. Now we are all ready to go. Everything is done right here. So what we'll do is just go ahead and click on save and continue, and our shop will be up and running. So we have our very first product right here, so that's perfect. If you want to go ahead and add more products before you continue, you can do so. You can just pause the video and then come back and then we'll continue. But for the rest of us, we'll just go ahead and click on save and continue right here. Now we'll select how you want to get paid in your store. So here you can either select that you are an individual or sole proprietorship, or you are an incorporated business. In this case, I'm just a private individual selling my homemade vases. So I'll just select individual right here. Then moving down, country of residence, you'll have to fill this out. I'm from Sweden, and then I'll just fill out the rest of my information right here. Once you have filled out all the information that Etsy asked you for, you'll actually be able to start selling on Etsy directly once that is all completed and done. So on Etsy, the final step, once you have filled out the information, is to set up your actual interface or the design itself for your store. So right in front of you, you can see my store that I'm running on Etsy. It's called Fresh Clothes Company. So right here, you will have some things that you actually be able to change. You'll have the banner here at the top. You will have your logo and also a small description right here. So in terms of this overall, what I would recommend you to do is just make sure that your branding fits throughout your store. So make sure your banner fits with your logo and that your products fits with both your banner and your logo overall, because you want to make sure that there is kind of a theme around your store. You don't want to make a store called Flower Shop and then in your flower shop you're selling earrings and you're selling cars and whatever else, right? You're just selling random things because you think it will sell. Make sure that your store is very specific and only sells clothing or whatever around that specific niche. So in my store right here, you can see that there's some sort of a pattern in between these products. They are similar in a way. So that kind of makes them fit around the brand itself. So what I would recommend you to do now is just jump over to editing your shop. And once you edit your shop, you'll have, as I said, your banner here at the top. So make sure you add a banner which is unique. Make sure you upload a logo that is unique and fitting to the banner itself as well. And then for the small description here, just make sure you write something. It doesn't have to be super long, but just make sure you write something here that is fitting to your customer base. If you're selling to old people, or if you're selling to men, or if you're selling to women, whatever it is, you want to make sure that you are targeting people within your text itself, so it actually fits your customer base, so they can relate to your store and relate to your product overall. But that's it for this tutorial. Once you have updated your store itself, you will have something maybe similar to this right here, and then you can essentially start making your sales on Etsy. I would recommend you to start marketing yourself on social media. Try to funnel people to your Etsy store. I know TikTok is a great place to start. You can also ask your friends to buy your product on Etsy and then help you out by leaving an honest review on your products. That is also a way to get you started. But once that is all done, you'll have your Etsy store up and running, and I wish you all the best of luck with your new Etsy store. And that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy, please make sure to leave a like down below if you didn't do it already at the start. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments as well. I do try to answer as many comments as I can. And you're also very welcome to join our Discord channel, which is linked in the description. The Discord channel is a community where everyone from the channel can join in all for free, ask questions, discuss with other people, discuss whatever you want, and get feedback on things such as your shop. So if you want other people to give you feedback on your specific shop, you can join the Discord channel and chat with other people who are interested in essentially the same thing as you. So that's just great overall. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any other content. So if you want more content on Etsy or website or marketing and business, make sure you are subscribed as well. But that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you again for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys in the very next video.